Hello everyone! Welcome, welcome! Hope everybody's doing well this afternoon. I'm gonna just give a couple of minutes to get a few more people on. I think I'm a tiny bit early, which is unusual for me. How is everybody doing this week? Hopefully everything's going well. Today I thought we would make something kind of fun, little treat, you'll see. Let's see, I can see I've got somebody on. Hopefully this time, I think I've got the camera situation under control. Darren helped me to kind of situate the lights and everything, and hopefully we've got it together this time. Okay, we're starting to get some people on. Hello everyone. I can't see who's on yet, but oh, I can see Brenda's on. I can see your little, I recognize your profile symbol that's showing. And I can see Darren's on. And I'm not sure who that third person is, but Darren will let me know. All right. Well, I think we should get cracking. All right. Hi, Brenda. All right. I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera so that it's in a different holder. So hopefully I don't make you a little bit seasick while I do that. Hang on just one second. Okay. We are just going to do this. All right. Thank you for bearing with me while I move things around a little bit. And I had to put my glasses like this so I would remember to put them on. I'm terrible about that.
Turn it a little bit.
Turn it towards you?
Just grab it and turn it like this.
Like that?
See, look down. Give me a sec,
I think I just turned off the camera. Is it on anymore?
I can't tell you until
All right, guys, bear with me.
No.
It messed up the whole thing.
You're good.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm very tech savvy, can you tell? I'm amazing. Okay, maybe not. All right.
Audra's on.
Hi, Audra. We are going to get started on our project. Is everything centered okay, Darren?
Everything's good.
Okay. So we are going to make a tag, and we are going to...
Brad's on.
Hi, Brad. How are you? This is the stamp we're going to use. This is so cute. This is from the Stamp of the Month Club. This is such a great club. It's $5, and that includes the shipping. And this little guy, I'll show you on here. Can you see that? He is so cute. I just fell in love with him when I saw him. So we're going to use him, and I thought it would be fun to maybe make a little treat for anybody who's kind of getting quarantine exhausted, or or I also was thinking of all of these students and teachers who are so glad that school is winding down, and that I say that as my washer's winding down. Sorry, I had to let it finish its cycle, but we didn't time that very well. Thankfully it's done, so you shouldn't hear that in the background anymore. But anyway, I thought about the students and the teachers who are winding down and ready for summer, who are so done with this virtual school work, and the parents, I'm sure, too, because that can make anybody crabby. And that's the cute little saying that goes with this, is it says, don't be crabby. Isn't that cute? So first, though, we want to make a background for our crab. So we're going to start with, did you have something to say, Darren? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you if you did. Darren?
What's that?
Did you have something you were saying?
I was saying you can't hear the washing machine.
Oh, good. Okay.
So, Karen came on.
Hi, Karen. All right, this little thing is so fun. This is Pink and Main. This is carried through the Brutus Monroe shop, as well as, I'm sure, Pink and Main's site. The trick is getting it while it's not sold out, because this little number is pretty hot right now. If you've seen all those blending brushes, this one by far beats them for me. This is, I think it's $9.99, but you don't need like a million of them. You could, I would personally, I think I would probably like to have a few more, but it really cleans out well enough that you could just clean it out and use it again. So this is awesome for when you're blending your inks. So I did this on here, and I will show you why. You'll understand in a minute.
Ken Bowler's on.
Hi, Ken. How are you doing? How are things over across the pond? Okay, so you've seen me use this creamy aqua pigment before, and it was kind of fun. I'm still kind of learning how all of these products react, and it was kind of fun to see how it worked when I blended it all in versus just using it more watercolory and more loose. So I will show you. We'll go ahead and get started with that. These bottles are kind of child-proofed, so of course I have a hard time opening them. Okay. Feel free to chime in whenever you want, Darren.
I will. I'm just trying to keep up. Ken says it's sunny and warm.
Ooh, nice. It's very sunny here. We're just starting a heat advisory for the next few days. Okay, so I'm just taking my blending brush, and this is, do you remember the name of this, Darren? It's going to be in the comments, this blending brush. But I did want to also point out, look how cool this is. When you're done using it, you can just stick it right here and it can just dry. Very cool.
It's called the Perfect Blend. No, the Ergonomic Blending Brush.
Ergonomic blending brush. Okay, so we're just going to get all that color. And my brush is a tiny bit damp because I did clean it out just before. But I don't think that's going to matter. And then I kind of like to get the edges so I don't get too harsh of an edge. And we're just going to start. And our little crab is going to be underwater. Look at how nicely that goes on. Super slick. I'm going to use just a little bit more of that. Woo! We almost had a spill. Okay. So this ink is water-based, I believe. And so it does react. Well, I mean, that's where the aqua comes from, I'm sure. But I'll show you a cool thing when it kind of dries a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and move that down just a little bit more. Woo! And be careful not to bend your paper being too rough. So I like the aqua pigment on this because it kind of gives more variation a little bit. So we're going to let that guy do its thing for a minute. And in the meantime, we're going to do something really fun. Well, actually, I'm going to do something else first. So Darren and I designed some little dies. It's for, well, not dies, but die cuts for an SVG for Under the Sea. Darren is so amazing. It's so nice. I can tell him what I want, and he is so amazing about making it happen. Hi, Sue. How are you? Okay, so we are going to color this one. And I'm just going to use a little bit of the aqua pigment. This is just regular aqua pigment. It's not the creamy opaque one. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and use our brush again. I didn't clean it out, but I'm just going to do this for a minute. And I actually have this cloth that makes it really slick too. I haven't put any cleaner or anything on it. If you put a little cleaner on it, it helps. Speaking of which, I will show you. Brutus Monroe, you have heard me talk about their Squeaky Clean. This is my favorite stamp cleaner ever. This one's Cinnamon Hearts. This one is one that's always available now. But these ones are brand new, and they're the summer scents. And they just came out. I just barely got them in the mail yesterday. This is Pink Lemonade. This is Sour Kids. It smells like a popular candy you can imagine. This one is Blue Slush. It smells just like a slushy. And this one is Beach Air. And I absolutely love all of them. And they are sold in a set if you want them in a set, or you can buy them separately in one of these bottles. So, like I said, Darren is putting links up as I go. He's so good to me. So I think we'll use the Sour Kids. I love that one.
Linda's on.
Who was on?
Debbie and Linda.
Hi, Debbie. Hi, Linda. Okay, so I'm just going to spray a little bit of the Squeaky Clean on my cloth here. And then I can just clean it a little bit more. I'm not going to go too nuts because, like I said, I'm going to use another color and it's not going to matter because it's green. Green and blue, they can kind of meld into each other a little bit. And my cloth is also a little bit damp. These brushes clean up really well though.
Karen asked, are they scented cleaners?
The Squeaky Clean is scented and they are delicious. I just barely, when you go through the playback, was talking about the summer scents that just came out. And this one is smelling really good. This one smells, it's called Sour Kids. And this is actually kind of fun too. This, you can do, you can put your Squeaky Clean in the dispenser. Excuse me, I really can talk. And it's kind of nice because you can just squish it. And then you can just do this. And it's perfect for this brush. So, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step of this card, which is just to get a little bit of ink on our plants.
Ben said this is a bolo get-together.
There are a lot of bolos on. I am very thankful for their support. Okay, so I'm just going to go through and quickly give this guy some color.
The link for the dispenser won't work.
Oh, okay.
It worked earlier.
It's not working for you, or somebody has said that?
It's not working for me.
All right, so the link might not work on the dispenser, but you can type it into the search. Darren will see if he can look into that. So this ink, I actually had still one of these in my stash that was already colored, and I couldn't tell you at this point what I used on it. So I just used, I just updated and used the Aqua pigment on this. But when you see my finished project, you'll see that it's a different green. I probably didn't even have to point that out, but you know, we'll be completely transparent there. Okay, I'm going to do more on that later. We're going to let this guy dry a little bit. Hi, Katie. Okay, so this is so fun. This is called sand paste. And we need a bottom of our sea or our ocean, right? We're just going to use some of this to create that. It's a lot like using just modeling paste, but I mean, it's gritty. There is sand in it, I think. I'm not sure exactly what the formulation is, but it sounds like sand, looks like sand. I figure it's sand. So we're just gonna, you can go as heavy or as light as you want on this. That's why I kind of went with the craft tag, was so that anything that didn't get super covered, it wouldn't matter. So you can kind of scrape and then reapply. Ah, aren't you glad?
Sue loves the blue.
The blue?
Yeah.
That is a pretty blue, isn't it? Okay. I think we about got this guy on there. And then we're just going to use the paste to put our little plant on there. We'll just give it another layer. And this will take a little while to dry. It won't dry during the video. That is why I have a sample all ready to go. But we'll get to that. All right. So actually some of the stuff I'm going to do, I probably would do before I did the paste and the plant, but because I want to show you all of the steps, I didn't do it that way. You'll understand when I get to that point. All right, so then you're just going to want to clean up your spatula right away. And I think it's dry enough we could probably mess with it now. Okay. So I want to show you one of the kind of fun things. I was telling you that when you leave it a little looser for like watercoloring and whatever, so it's not spread out and blended in, it reacts just a little bit differently. And also, before I even get to that, I want to show you what it does with just a little bit of water. And it's because it's still drying, I'm not sure how apparent it'll be, but I'm hoping it'll still show up. So we're going to let that kind of do what it does, and you'll see the color kind of pulling away. And then I'm actually just going to put my brush right in that and flick some of this on there. And I am just going for it. So it might be a little messy, and that is okay. They're not going to be perfectly speckled.
Is this still the teal or the green?
This is still the teal. The green is what's on the plant.
Okay.
All right, I think we got that covered. And then just for added fun, oh, I didn't put this on there, I don't think, Darren. So maybe after, I've got this shimmer pen. And this is another fun way to add some accents. So you just turn the back and it loads the tip. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of flicking with that too. Kind of give a little bit more variation to the background. And we're just gonna let that guy dry for a bit. Okay, we'll set him aside so I don't put my hands in it. And we'll just, honestly, the nice thing about this, it would have been better if I would have used one of my little watercolor trays, but I wanted to be able to get in with that brush a little bit better. But I can kind of suck up the color some and put it back in, which I love about the packaging. It is picking it up pretty well. But I'm not going to sit and do that the whole video, so let's just leave that there. All right, so I am going to do a mega fast color. And you know, if you've watched me on videos before, you know this is not the easiest thing for me because I do love to color and I do kind of like to be more precise than a little video will give me time to do. Oh, and you can use this little guy in there too if you want. We can tuck that in if we want. Okay. So, I am going to use alcohol markers. And we're going to start, I will do this so you can catch all the colors. Is that a clear shot, Darren?
So far, so good.
It's in focus? Okay. So I'm going to start with the YR02. If you have colored with Copics before, oh, this is the important part of this. This paper that I'm using is it's specifically for alcohol markers and to help aid in the blending. It's called Perfect Blend, and it makes it so much easier. So the trick with alcohol markers is you want to start with your lightest color. And I kind of like to color in a circular pattern because I feel like it, other than when I get to the nitty-gritty edges. And you can see the tip is really, really sharp, so it makes it nice to be able to get those little tiny edges. And honestly, I think I'm just going to color the claw so you can get the idea from it. And then I'm going to use the darkest one, which is the YR09. And I'm going to come in and get where I want the darkest color of shading to be. And I am in no way an expert on these, but I do enjoy playing with them and practicing. One thing is when you have a dark color, especially like something that's close to red like this is, you want to give a little bit of, you can see I left a little bit of space between that and the edge. So then I'm going to come in with my medium color, which is YR07, and I'm going to go over what I did with the darker one, but extend that color out a little bit. The alcohol will move the color around for me and blend it. If you kind of go over where the break is between the darker color and the lighter color first, it spreads the color a little better. And then I'm going to go back over it with the lightest color again. And again, I'm going over what I already did with the darker and spreading that color out. Isn't this a cute one? I love this stamp. I think so cute.
Sue wasn't on, so you want to repeat the stamp of the month.
Yes, this is the stamp of the month. Sue actually gets the stamp of the month. Okay.
I got the link up for the blog.
So now, oh, thank you, Darren. The link is up if you need it. Okay, so the nice thing about this with the alcohol markers, and keep this in mind. So it's okay to color with your markers first, and then you can go back through. Like I didn't have a deeper orange. There was a big break in my marker supply. So, and I wanted to go a little bit darker. So after I've colored with the alcohol marker, I can use some pencil on top of the marker, but you don't want to use your markers on top of your pencil because it will ruin your markers. And they are not cheap. So you don't want to do that. Okay. So you can kind of get the idea. You can just mess with it. I think you probably got a pretty good idea. And again, especially with pencils, you want to go in a circular motion. And I like to kind of keep a light hand because you can always layer and layer and layer it. And that keeps it from getting those harsh lines if you don't use too much pressure. Okay, we're going to call that good. And then let's see. I think I might just show you what I did. You can see this guy is drying. And you can see I put my thumb right in it like I knew I would. And it's still drying, so you can't probably, I don't know if the camera will pick up everything. It's picking it up on the grass really good. But you can see where the color's kind of pulling away. Maybe. I don't know if you can. Is that better? But everything's still drying, so it's a little bit hard to tell. You'll be able to see it better, I think, on the sample. Excuse me while I wipe the sand off my thumb. Okay, so what I was thinking is I thought, okay, how can I just pull together a fun little treat to say, happy summer, you've hung in there this long. And so I just took, this is just a lunch bag, just an ordinary, you probably have them in your kitchen drawer. And then I thought, well, I immediately thought of Krabby Patties. Don't be crabby. So I'm just going to stick this in there so I can kind of know where I want to punch my hole. And you can see I just used my one stamp, my one little stamp of the month stamp all over my bag. Totally got a lot of mileage out of that $5 for sure. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fold it over. And I'm just going to punch a hole. And then we're just going to stick this guy through the hole. Got our ribbon. Maybe I'll be able to get it through there. Hang on. You're pretty quiet, Darren. Is anybody talking?
No. It looks like bubbles, but I'm trying to post the link. It's not working.
Oh yeah, we've got these fun bubbles. I'm glad you said that. I can show you these bubbles. Okay.
Not all the links are working.
Okay, some of the links may not work, but hopefully...
And putting down what they're called. So.
He's got the names of them though, so that should help you. Okay, so we're going to tie them, not like in that bow length. Let me just scooch it over a little bit. Okay, so you want to have your shiny side of your ribbon up.
He said it's cute.
Just fun and simple. My favorite kind of projects. I am really good at complicating them though. Okay, but this kind of project is the kind of project you're probably going to make more than one of. So you want to keep it somewhat simple. Well, let's go ahead and trim those scissors up. What was that?
Then we use the jelly roll.
Oh, I used gel pen on the eyes. And these little things are so cute. These are acrylic bubbles.
Bring it closer to the camera so you can see it.
I don't know if you can see these little guys. Let me put a couple in my... Oh, the tag?
Put the tag up so you can see it.
Okay, I will. But I will also show those. So fun. Let me trim my ribbon really quick and then I'll hold it up a little higher. These scissors are awesome scissors, and they have 2 different tips you can get. They both come in one package of scissors, which you have 1 pair of scissors and you've got 2 of these tips. So you can have 1 for your ribbon and 1 for your paper, which I think is absolutely genius. Okay, so let's go ahead and lift that a little higher. I did use a little bit of just some liquid glass on the eyes, and any kind of glaze product is good for that. And oh, and this guy is actually better like that. All right, so fun little thing you can give to teachers, you can give to the to students, you can give it just to some of your friends who are tired of being cooped up. But just a fun and not too crazy little project. Well, that is all I have for you. I hope that you all had fun. And thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you will join me again next week. Bye.